For many years, humanity has never ceased debating a fundamental question. Are we truly alone in this vast universe? This very question has driven our relentless search for extraterrestrial life. Scientists often focus on studying distant planets with Earth-like characteristics, orbiting stable stars located several light years away from us. But what if we don't have to look far, if right within this solar system there are two Earth-like planets? In fact, as early as the 4th century BC, there existed an ancient hypothesis about a second Earth, also known as the counter-Earth. The ancient Greek philosopher Thales proposed the first hypothesis, the initial theory put forward to explain the phenomenon of a solar eclipse. They say that a second Earth always lies on the opposite side of the Sun, forever hidden from our sight. Finally, we realize that planets do not operate this way. The hollow Earth is a long-standing theme in science fiction and a belief held by many conspiracy theorists. Those who still claim that it exists beyond our reach, scientifically speaking, if there truly is another Earth. Currently, we can detect it by studying the orbits of other inner planets or through satellites. Although the opposite planet to Earth doesn't actually exist, theoretically, there are still some ways it could have formed. Some suggest that it moves in a completely opposite orbit to ours, which is why it always remains on the far side of the Sun. Some celestial bodies in the solar system also exhibit a similar phenomenon, which is called Chojin. This is a fixed object located in the orbit of a larger celestial body, such as a planet. But they don't orbit that object like regular moons. For example, Jupiter and Saturn have quite a few similar objects. Another type of shared orbit is the horseshoe orbit, where a celestial body follows a partial path around a planet. Then, turn back and go in the opposite direction. It may sound strange, but this has happened in our solar system before. For example, Saturn's moons, such as Titan and Enceladus. In reality, even Earth has an object orbiting it in a similar manner, a tiny asteroid named 2010 SO16. Although this is not yet the common orbit as proposed by flat Earth theorists. Since we know this is happening, it opens up the possibility for another planet to exist in the same orbit as us. However, if there exists another Earth identical in size, shape, and most importantly, sharing the same orbit as our planet, the outcome is almost certain to be catastrophic. No matter how stable the two planets may be, they are likely still millions of light years apart. Finally, their orbits will accelerate until one planet collides with the other. Because the Earth moves at a speed of nearly 30 kilometers per second. If two Earths collided, all life on both planets would be wiped out instantly. However, a second Earth doesn't need to have an orbit identical to our planet. If Earth too were just another planet in the universe, within the solar system's habitable zone, planting trees can also help protect our planet. Its season will vary, and perhaps the rotation speed will also differ. But this planet still has the potential to sustain life, or at least we could consider settling there. Or if it independently develops its own life. Therefore, just imagine, the hypothetical Earth exists in this manner and can maintain a stable orbit without colliding with our planet. How different or similar will it be to our Earth? Even the most basic ability to sustain life is difficult. Depends on the presence of amino acids. Scientists consider this the fundamental foundation for life on Earth. Some opinions suggest that certain evidence indicates unnatural amino acids exist on Earth. Instead, it was the meteorites that brought it down to Earth. Could the same thing happen elsewhere? We cannot say for certain that. Life on Earth may have begun thanks to meteorites carrying amino acids. But the specific details of this puzzle could easily repeat in another world. Therefore, it can be confirmed that this second planet contains the essential elements for the formation of life. So what will happen? Since humanity has never truly encountered aliens, therefore, it's very difficult to predict how that life would evolve. Even if we belong to the same star system, there must be a reason why this feels so right. Every intelligent life form is a mirror reflecting ourselves, because they are forced to adapt to survive in nearly identical conditions. But it's entirely possible that evolution will take a completely different path. To operate on another planet, instead of intelligent primates like us humans, platypuses actually share their closest similarities with reptiles, apples, birds, or anything else at all. A positive outcome is that we and they communicated effectively, spreading knowledge and broadening perspectives peacefully, without the need for violence. But the risk of war is obvious. Throughout the centuries, Earth's history has recorded only a few truly remarkable moments. When there are no more wars happening anywhere. Therefore, we have decided to immediately launch a war. Meeting aliens isn't too far-fetched. In reality, even though the second planet does not harbor independent life, but instead will become a colony of future humans from our own planet. We can witness the conflicts arising between the old world and the new world. Our Earth and the other planets always observe one another from afar. Perhaps the issue lies in the resources. When a second Earth could become a paradise for resource exploitation. For visitors from Earth, the ruler discarded all materials similar to its own Earth, to replenish our dwindling reserves. Clearly, if a second Earth exists and an intelligent civilization already inhabits it, this is the critical hotspot that requires special attention. When we take advantage of others or are taken advantage of by them. But if Earth were truly positioned directly opposite the Sun, from the very beginning, reaching that place seemed almost impossible. Every year, our Earth travels a distance of 946 million kilometers around the Sun. It means the second Earth will always be 473 million kilometers away from us. The next time Mars will be about 54 million kilometers away from us, which is the closest recorded distance in 2003. And we still haven't figured out how humans can get there. We need groundbreaking technological advancements to turn the dream of space travel into reality. Perhaps that journey will still require an entire new generation. To live and die upon massive ships adrift in the endless void of space. The final destination could be a lush green future. Majestic and grand, this place can hold billions of people, with countless strange creatures waiting to be discovered. Destinations to explore and resources awaiting utilization. But that might also come at the cost of future prospects, such as war, invasion, or orbital collisions. And that obscured the connection between us and the New World. Here are the two translation options in natural English.